community offers many different options when it comes to having fun in the water, but the Connecticut River can be very dangerous and unpredictable.
The river is always a moving body of water, unlike ponds and unlike pools. It's a moving body of water, so currents can kind of come out of nowhere. They can pull you along, so you want to be very careful when going into a river. There's going to be other elements going into a river, whether it's debris or logs or sticks or things underneath the water that could get at your feet and cut your feet. So you want to be more aware of your surroundings, look at the surface of the water, be aware of how deep it is, because a river can be very unknown unless you're very careful. Always know how you're getting into the water, what kind of things are going to be coming by. Is there a dock nearby? Are you going to have to deal with canoes, boats, jet skis, all of that kind of thing that can really make currents and push you out of your comfort zone deeper into the water and not where you want to be in the river. So most rivers that you can swim in, there's some kind of website that you can look up conditions, what the current's going to be like. Was there a storm? Should you expect more debris? Should you expect more things in the water? That can be looked up on websites.
Carrie Cordes explained how families can stay safe around the river.
Always wear bright colored life jackets because there's going to be a lot of boats, motorized crafts like jet skis and things like that out on the river. So you really want to be brightly colored so people can see you. You really want to wear life jackets for swimming aids if you're a non-swimmer, because there's a lot of currents and different things in the river that you have to be concerned about. As a parent, you really want to investigate the area before you let your children go in, see kind of what depth it is. You kind of want to try to go to designated beach areas along the river so that you know that it's probably getting cleaned a little bit more often and taken care of, and a better location for kids to swim around in. Keep your child within an arm's reach of you, especially a non-swimmer, and even kids that can swim, because you can't control the people that are around you. You can't control boats, you can't control jet skis. So you really want to take and they come on you pretty quick. So you really want to make sure you're near your child, you're being very aware, you know what's going on. You want to avoid rope swings. You don't know who put them up. You don't know how long they've been there for. You don't know the water depth. If you go a foot over, you might hit a rock. If you go a foot this way, you might be okay. A foot this way, you can't control those things.
And if you're visiting the shore this season, pay attention to which beach you visit.
Always try to go to a lifeguarded beach. And you want to kind of try to sit near a lifeguard. You don't want to be a mile down the beach away from them. Be aware, they have websites and they also have flags, and they usually have like whiteboards saying, oh, be aware of this marine life. Or they have a flag system where green means everything's good, yellow, proceed with caution, red, we don't want you swimming, basically. The lifeguards aren't going to babysit your kids. They're going to try to enforce rules, but you really need to be watching your child, especially if they can't swim. You want to be near them. Even if they can swim, you still want to be where you can see them, and you're close enough where you could still tell them something if needed. But the ocean, there's a lot of waves, and it only takes a second for someone to slip underwater, so you really want to be watching them very vigilantly. Water safety is so important because if you don't pay attention to it, you could have a really traumatic thing happen to your life and change your life forever. Swimming's a life skill that everyone should learn how to do, and water's a lot of fun for everyone. There's never been anyone who's learned how to swim and said, I wish I never learned how to swim. You really want to learn how to swim so you can be safe and have fun around the water.
3 children every day die from drowning, and of that, 88% of children who drown are under the supervision of adults, as well as 60% of children who drown are within 10 feet of water safety. Also, drowning is the second leading cause of death for children ages 3 to 14. So it's so important that we're talking about this topic today, because for all of us at YMCAs across the country, we want to ensure that children and adults feel as safe and confident as they can around water, so that we can really minimize these statistics.
There are many things to remember when at a pond or a lake.
So I think the most important thing to think about when coming up to a body of water like this is that you're not necessarily familiar with it, and you're not going to find clear water like you do in a pool. So we don't have a sense of what's right underneath the water, and we really, as the adults, need to take responsibility for making sure that that space is safe for ourselves and for our children before we let them go in swimming. They're excited, they're going to run for the water, that's where they're going to want to be, but we have to take a step back. The other rule of thumb that we like to say is that we want to make sure that children are within 100% sight and sound of an adult at all times when they are around water. So 2 really important things to think about. When you're coming up to a lake or a pond, if you're going to a place that has a designated swimming area, that's fantastic, and you want to use that area. You still want to survey it, you still want to make sure that it's safe, but you're going to want to use that designated area versus just sort of any space. If that location has a lifeguard and is guarded, even better. So those are the types of things that you want to look for. But just because there's a lifeguard on duty doesn't mean that it's time for the adult to check out. You still need to be actively engaged in the water. If your child does not know how to swim, they should have a Coast Guard approved life-saving device on at all times when they're in the water, and you as the adult should be in the water with them also.
What exactly is considered to be a Coast Guard approved life-saving device? Carrie Cordes is the aquatics director at the Holyoke YMCA, and she told us what to look for.
They're wearing Coast Guard approved life jackets. They're very important when you're out boating, kayaking, canoeing, out in open water. And they're also important as a safety when you're just around a river or a lake or pond, just to keep kids safe. Because if they can get out of your sight in a matter of seconds, you know, you want to make sure that they're going to be able to stay up in the water if need be. You can tell on the life jackets, they'll say inside them, Coast Guard approved. And when you buy them, they'll have a tag that will say it on there as well. Most of them are rated by weight, so it will say 30 to 50 pounds or 30 pounds and under. We're just going to put Stella's life jacket on. You want to make sure that you zip it and buckle every buckle that they have on them, especially on the life jackets that are for preschool aged and the younger kids. There's actually a buckle usually underneath as well, and just make sure that you tighten it and can just wrap the strap up. And then you also want to make sure that you don't put a life jacket that is too big for a child in, because if he actually needed to use this to keep him up in the water, once he got in the water it would be up over his head almost. So you want to make sure that you get the proper size, and it might feel a little tight, but that also means it's secure and it's going to keep them safe. So when you're at a lake or pond or waterfront, you really don't want anything that can pop, so any kind of inflatable. So whether it's a tube like this or Army, you really want to make sure, because if they can pop, they're not really going to help keep your child safe. And then there's a real difference between swimming aids and flotation devices. These are flotation devices that can help save your life, where swimming aids are really meant to be used with a parent present within an arm reach of the child. So like just little bubbles, and they do help teach your child how to swim, but you really do need to be near your child ready to help them and assist them.
Before heading out to a lake or pond, there are important things to keep in mind.
Make sure that you wear proper swimming attire. Make sure that you come with flotation devices, and make sure that you're there ready to watch your children and keep a good eye on them and have a really fun afternoon.
On a hot summer day, there's no better place to be than a refreshing pool, but we always have to remember to practice safety first. Carrie Cordes from the Holyoke YMCA explained what to look out for when at a public pool.
Most of them are unguarded usually, so you want to be extra vigilant of your kids. It's good to know kind of what the water depth is, bring flotation devices with you if your kids can't already swim. And also, it's always good to be CPR and first aid trained, because if they don't have a lifeguard on duty, you might be the one that has to respond and help your child. And you also want to be able to make sure that you or someone you're with can reach the bottom of the pool, so if anything did happen, someone is there that can help save your child. It can be a matter of seconds if your child runs away and runs and falls in, or someone pushes them or jumps too close to them, or they swallow a little water. Even if it's shallow water, they can really panic and get nervous. Preparing them before you're around water is excellent, and starting at a very, very young age. Like my own daughter is so good when she walks around pools. She never runs and tries to just go, she knows the rules. You don't go near the water unless you have a grown-up with you.
If you own a home that has a pool, there are certain guidelines to follow to prevent emergencies.
make sure that for an in-ground pool, you want to have a fence around it. It's actually a law. But they also sell devices as well that you can install that make noise if somebody was to fall into the water. And make sure all doors are secured so a child can't sneak away and happen to fall in the pool. For above ground pools, make sure that your ladder either comes off or you can put it up and lock it so kids can't just go in whenever they want. They really need to have a parent or guardian with them.
Holyoke YMCA swim instructor Kevin Morton explained how to get kids used to water from a very young age.
So it's all about, especially for younger children, holding them in the water, getting them used to being in the water, getting their face wet, getting their hair wet, being able to go put their mouth in the water and blow out bubbles, and just getting used to how they interact with the water, how they move through it. You can carry them through it for the younger ones or even the older ones and just help them figure out how they move in the water. We recommend starting around 6 months that a kid starts doing swim lessons, a water babies class. So treading water is the ability to keep one's head out of the water without necessarily moving around. So you're kicking, you're almost doing a running motion underneath you and then making what we tell the children, making circles in front of them, and just trying to keep your head above water, staying still, and just being safe. It's very easy to do once you get the hang of it. It's a good way to be out in deeper water that you can't touch the ground but can stay out there and be safe. Front to back is the ability to swim on their stomach and get onto their back, and be on their back and get onto their stomach. Always make sure they know that the wall is the safest place in a pool, that if they're holding onto the wall, they don't need to be able to float. They can hold on and they can stay there and they can be safe. So teaching them that the side of the pool is important, that they should sit by it, they shouldn't just jump into the pool, that they need to hold on if there's no one in arm's reach of them, that they need to be safe, and the wall is always the safest place. We have them also in all the early ages of swim lessons. We teach them how to do a back float and then a front float. It's very easy to do. If the kids lie on their back, they make a big X so their arms are out, their legs are out, they try to get their ears back in the water, look straight up, and once they get it, they can float, and the same thing goes for being on their stomach.
Jennifer Gilberg explains that YMCAs across the country are proud to offer swim lessons for all age groups.
So YMCAs are the largest provider of swim lessons across the country. So at any of your YMCAs, for the most part, you're going to find what we refer to as our progressive swim lessons. So we really encourage for parents to get their child into the water and get started as early as possible. So we start at 6 months old with our Water Babies class, and then we have what we call our progressive swim program. So young people can progress all the way up until 13 years old, where at that point they understand all the various strokes, they can do those proficiently, and you absolutely know as a parent that they are safe and confident around the water. So I think number one, the most important thing is to get your child into swim lessons and really start that at that young age and build that foundation. But as they're progressing through those lessons, they're going to get to a point where they're going to need sort of less and less support. But swimming aids are a really important part to that progression of learning how to swim on your own. So we have two different ones here. This one, the multicolored bubble, as we refer to it, you can see on the side has several different pieces to it. So this has the maximum flotation, and as they get stronger swimming, you can take off a piece and work your way all the way down to one piece, and then ultimately not needing the swimming aid at all. The other one that we have is what's called a puddle jumper. So oftentimes you see kids with water wings, or the inflatable wings that just go onto their arms. What's not great about those is that number one, they can pop, and number two, if a child jumps into the water with their arms over their head, it's really easy for them to pop off, and then they're no longer a support or an aid for that child. So what's great about this design is it does have a belt that goes around and hooks. So at no time is this going to come off the child when they're jumping into the water. And again, it's going to provide that support to them while they're still progressing through swim lessons and learning to swim on their own.